May I invite now to take the floor His Excellency Mr. Farah Sheikh Abdul Qadir, Minister of Education, Culture and Higher Education of Somalia.
Madam President of the General Conference, Madam Chairperson of the Executive Board, Madam Director General of UNESCO, Excellencies and distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to address the 42nd General Conference of UNESCO. Congratulations, Madam President, for your election as the new President of the General Conference of UNESCO. Your role is pivotal in steering the course of this prestigious body towards achieving its noble objectives, and your guidance will undoubtedly inspire progress and unity within the international community. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin by underscoring the Somalia's firm belief in the vital role played by UNESCO in advancing global peace and security. UNESCO stands as a cornerstone in the edifice of a world where the sanctity of humanity, the freedom of expression, and the culture of respect are not merely ideals, but the very fabric of our global society. It champions the cause of multicultural, multilateral cooperation, advocating for an international community that not only recognizes but also actively upholds the dignity of every human being. UNESCO's mission, which fosters multilateral cooperation in the realms of education, science, culture, and communication, holds immense significance. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you to share two narratives that encapsulate the Somali experience. Our first story is one of profound adversity. A civil war that shattered our nation. For 3 decades, Somalia was engulfed in conflicts that led to societal and state collapse. This turmoil caused death, destruction, and displacement, both as refugees abroad and internally displaced persons. It was a time of immense calamity that robbed 2 generations of countless opportunities and devastated our human capital. Education, as an essential pillar of society, was not spared, as institutions crumbled alongside the state. In contrast, the second narrative is one of the hope and resilience. We have acknowledged the roots of our strife and have undertaken significant national initiatives to soothe and unite our people. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, it has been over a year since the Somali government launched a robust campaign against the extremist faction of Al-Shabaab. This multifaceted operation targeted their ideology, finance, and military infrastructure. The Somali National Army, aided by the community, has liberated more than 80 towns and villages in the areas oppressed by Al-Shabaab for a decade and a half. Today, our challenge lies in rebuilding the education systems. Within these liberated areas, the youth here have been subjected to years of indoctrination with ideologies that breed extremism. To combat this, the government's stabilization program is actively meeting the considerable humanitarian and development needs of these communities. To dismantle the foundations of extremism, we have marshaled a coalition of scholars and community leaders to foster a narrative of peace, echoing Islam's core values of compassion, justice, equality, tolerance, and lawful governance. Despite limited resources, we are committed to offering free public education to all children in liberated areas. We have recruited and trained thousands of teachers, with thousands more to follow. Although all through domestic financing, this initiative signifies our resolve to free Somalia from Al-Shabaab, not only from the territories, but also from the minds of our people, believing that education is an investment in our future nation. In just 1 year, we have managed to provide access to education to 10% of the 4 million children who were out of school. Our aim is to broaden access to education. A formidable challenge we face is the plight of millions who, due to prolonged conflict, have missed critical educational opportunities and now, as adults, in dire need to educational intervention to enhance their knowledge. Addressing this issue necessitates a concerted effort from the government and all other key stakeholders. None of this would have not been possible without the general support and the collective efforts of our community, civil society, and the international partners. To them, we extend our deepest gratitude. On behalf of Somalia, I am honored to announce that our government is committed to increase the protection of Somalia's cultural property, as well as our cultural and natural heritage, through ratification of UNESCO conventions. We have passed 4 of UNESCO cultural conventions in the cabinet. 2 of these conventions have been officially ratified, and the remaining 2 are currently in the process of ratification. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, as I bring my remarks to close, I wish to emphasize the profound significance of this moment. Standing before you today, addressing this esteemed assembly symbolizes a source of boundless optimism and hope. Somalia has emerged from a turbulent and challenging past, and what lies ahead is a path illuminated by the promise of healing, development, and progress for all Somalis. Our journey forward is filled with the potential to inspire and uplift, bringing renewed hope to our nation. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Mr. Minister.